Hey guys, Tone here. Welcome back. And yeah, last night I was playing some Golden Krone Hotel. I just decided to do a couple of speedrun attempts, and I ended up with a new personal best. About 14 minutes and 23 seconds is what I believe the final time was. I beat my last time by about a minute and a half. But this is a shapeshifter, and shapeshifters are particularly good at getting a very quick time. This is the first one that I've really recorded a good time with, because I've been doing other roles. But how the shapeshifter strategy works is it's kind of a start scum strat where you abuse their health regen in Moonlight to rush the greenhouse branch, which on the first night playing as a shapeshifter is always full of Moonlight, and then you basically use that near invincibility that it gives you to gain a lot of strength and then or a lot of experience and then beat the boss there. And then that gives you a lot of experience overall, and it gives you one of the 4 rings that you need to finish the game. So let's take a look and see how this one went. So with this strategy, the first thing you want to do is rush level 3. Level 3 is the first floor the greenhouse can spawn on. It'll be level 3, 4, or 5. And your turns are very important, because once the time hits 6 o'clock a.m. In the top left there, you run out of Moonlight, and you really need the Moonlight so you can clear all the enemies here without dying. You'll notice that tree guy in the top right, I did not kill his stump, or the corpse that he leaves, because that'll eventually decompose and turn into a mushroom, which gives us even more experience when we killed it. And we got a little unlucky here. The sand vipers are what you're looking for. They're relatively high level enemies for this part of the game, and they give you a ton of experience, so we didn't get that. So we wait for daylight, this guy turns into a human, becomes hostile to us, we lower him into the water, and we just smack him until he dies. We got a little lucky there, I think. We definitely won't win that fight every time. But like I said, high risk, high reward, kind of start scum strat here. Then we run around and grab all the potions and gold that are lying around in here. We were at 1,200 gold already, so that's a pretty good amount to buy a few potions from the early hawkers, which are the shopkeepers of this game. I took the heal spell there, not realizing that or forgetting, I guess, that Shapeshifter starts with heal, so I have a level 2 heal spell, which I will probably have a little bit of trouble casting. Level 1 is probably fine. We check out the hawker here. The thing that immediately catches my eye are the 2 potential big potions there. Big, Clarity, and Celestial Essence were the options there. And both Big and Celestial Essence are very good boss killers. Celestial Essence will destroy Vlad, helps a lot for that fight, and Big helps you fight anything. Big is a huge boss kill enabler. So this is the first time I've really done this on a speedrun, but I actually went back downstairs to kind of clear out all the consumables and books that are down here. I don't know if it's worth the time. In this run, I guess it was. I don't know where our good consumables came from. That lizard leg is an excellent one, by the way. And we usually use a primer to identify that. That hawker just has some good general potions. Having lots of Celestial Essence and Blood Potions in speedruns can be pretty nice. You can do a lot of stuff switching forms to keep you safe. A lot of the bosses you can only fight in certain forms. So once you clear the greenhouse, you don't get another ring branch until floor 6. So we really want to start going up to floor 6 pretty soon here. Now, I wanted to go back down to that hawker, level 2 I believe, so I turned back into a vampire, which is half the price for all the items as you have when you're in human form, and I basically bought everything she had. Well, not the +2 leggings or the grimoire. But the bullets can be very nice for speedruns. There's a lot of tricks you can do with like haste and bullets and at range or stuff to enable boss fights that you couldn't just melee to death. Then we kind of just want to live in vampire form for a bit here, because it is quite strong throughout most of the game. I do have some light issues here. One of my concerns over there was that the hawker would die to light. That's why we kind of jumped in the first place. The sunlight hurts all vampires, including us and the hawker, of course. Playing a little bit careful here, pulling down some of these enemies. just so we don't have to fight a ton of guys at once. Although we do seem pretty strong. I'm probably being a little bit more careful than we need to. Pull the spider into the corridor so that we don't have to get surrounded by baby spiders when we kill the mama there. And I'm just looking for an exit right here. Where's the hedge maze? But again, on these floors, there's nothing else. No other rings until we get to floor 6. So here we are, the stairs. Let's go up. That's a little scary. All that sunlight and then that Moroi there. That's a enemy that does psychic attacks. Just to lower your intelligences. Alright, so I go straight to the big potions there. That was Celestial Essence. And I don't know what the other one was. And we only got to identify one with that primer. I got to read all the books because we turned back into a human. But yeah, the psychic damage they do is based on your intelligence. And you have half intelligence in vampire form. So between all the light and having that enemy there, I wanted to turn back into a human to deal with that. They inflict a vulnerability status on you too, which makes you weak to everything. So those guys are very dangerous, especially as a vampire. Ideally, I feel like I don't want to be a werewolf again, but when you're running around and the moonlight's there, sometimes you just have to. I mean, I could wait, but there's just a time cost involved in that. There are hunger clocks to be concerned with outside of just our time in this game, so the light and our potions, because we're turning into a vampire and whatnot, so we gotta conserve blood and Celestial Essence potions. I'm a human right now. I'm just waiting to turn into a vampire because this branch is, the first floor of this branch is very easy to do as a vampire. There's not much threat that you'll run into by the time you get here as a vampire. It's slightly more dangerous as a human, although we probably would have been fine here. In this first branch, we're basically just looking for potions. And potions, if we get the right ones, they can really enable boss kills, so that's what we're going for. And everything is, you're hallucinating in this branch essentially, or it's permanent delusion, so all the sprites for everything are not what they actually are, including yourself. That's an interesting diagonal connector right there. I never noticed that before. I don't think that's not really intentional, just a weird map gen quirk. But yeah, we don't even have a sprite, we're just invisible. One of the guys we fought a second ago was like the endgame boss. It's a fun branch, but it can get pretty dangerous. On the second floor in particular, if you don't know what you're running into due to their sprite. There's a lot of stuff you can tell what it is based on their movement, particularly frogs or things that are fast. I think there's bats in here. So you can use movement patterns to figure out what a lot of stuff is. Alright, so we just got a bunch of potions, so now I'm kind of looking through to see what we probably have to figure out what bosses we can take on. I think I consider going back there to deal with the Pharmacopoeia boss, because I feel like we're quite strong here, and with the lizard leg, probably have a decent chance, but she is one of the more dangerous bosses, so we decided to fall back. Use the sunlight. That's the sand viper we referenced earlier that you can find in the greenhouse. They can be quite dangerous. And those big vampires, like one of these guys, are pretty annoying to fight sometimes because they cause knockback on you. Alright, so we're looking for the branches on the next 3 floors here. I'm surprised we're doing so well against those elemental sorcerers, the Solomonars. They are quite strong and dangerous. But we seem to do alright with them. I wonder if the first ring we got, I don't think it was the ecclesiastical one, which I believe is the ring that gives you elemental resistances. That really lessens the threat from them. Because it is kind of dangerous. These bats are very strong. But that's why I'm playing a little slow and carefully here, because if I drink their blood, we can survive. But if I just sit there and try to tank them, we're going to lose. And they're also demon bats, and they drop demon blood, which I'm getting at the bottom right, vampire abilities. That's what demon blood does. And this is the rafters. So the top floor of this is either the workshop or the watchtower. And one of those is excellent for speedruns, and the other one is terrible for it. So we're taking our chances here. going through to see what it is. The lucky teleport or the bat form, the watchtower, is, you can get a pretty easy ring there. It is the, I'm sorry, the workshop is. So we got the watchtower though. I'm actually considering fighting the boss there, but he's very tanky and hits very hard. I don't think we can fight him in a very timely manner here, so I just leave. I know I have probably a vulnerability, or possibly a vulnerability potion here, like we had a chance, but it didn't seem worth the risk to me. A lot of places we could have saved time here, and not going into that branch would have helped a lot. I don't know how much time we spent there, probably a minute or two, especially fighting those bats slowly and everything. Buy that other potential big potions. I just have my eye on those. I buy the panacea here. I think we just end up buying everything. Gallery. So this is a great branch defined for the speedrun, because the boss here is a glass cannon, really. She'll hit very hard, so she's very dangerous, but she also has low health, so you can get a pretty good kill on her if you play it correctly. And also, this is 2 branches in one, essentially, because this will lead to the library. There she is. I like to turn off all the lanterns, but they were all on by default. So I think I'm stoned here at the time, so I'm looking for the panacea. But I actually just wasted a turn because I was already out of the stone status. What she does is she petrifies you and then uses a very strong attack that only works when you're petrified. But we kind of tanked it and got the kill. So I immediately note that I think we did get the ecclesiastical ring there, which gives us elemental resistances, which means we can fight the boss here, which casts a lot of elemental spells much more safely. I turn into a human because this area is much safer as a human than a vampire. And now I'm looking for blood, which I notice we have a surprisingly low amount of. It actually looks like we only have 1 potion. No, we have, okay. We have 2 potion types that are blood. And it looks like I wasn't even sure if I had it, so I just decided to rest and turn into a vampire that way and not waste the blood. I put on the lizard leg, which is extra resistances, and then we just try to tank her. She has a heal spell, so she's healing a lot. That got very crazy here with all these enemies. Unfortunately, only 1 Solminar came in, and the Artificer, or whatever those golem guys are called, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, did not summon any particularly nasty golems, so we made it out, and that is 3 rings, so we need 1 more. Go back down to the pharmacopoeia. I noticed I'm on floor 9, so my strategy here is just to go down to floor 8 and see what branch is here. And we actually know what it is. It's going to be the mausoleum, because it's the only one that's left. Again, you gotta be a little careful with those guys. I think that was an adamantine revolver. And +9, that thing is very nice. Those enemies can be kind of dangerous for vampires, but our character is quite strong right now. Having a lot of trouble finding the branch here. This is costing us lots of precious time. And it's in the last place we look, of course. I checked the chest, just in case we had a key, but we didn't. Unfortunately, we spawned right next to the entrance to the mausoleum. We gotta find the stair down. And we spawn right next to the boss, so we're just going to clear out all the enemies here and then deal with the boss. We have a Celestial Essence, so I'm just going to turn into a human and then use Celestial Essence. And I notice that we have an option for the focus spell here, which is amazing with Celestial Essence, so I just take that. We use it, we're in permanent sunlight, which does damage to him every turn, and also lets us use focus to get this fire beam. So I just kind of use that until he dies, and we got the 4th ring, so now we just need to get the heck out of here. Wondering if there's an entrance to the left. There's a lot of unexplored territory here, and I just decided to go out the way we came in. And yeah, that didn't even connect in the upper left, so not the best layout. But I can't complain. Check the mini-map for upstairs, don't have any yet. 2 artificers here are turned into a human, so we don't have to deal with them. We find 2 manuals, which is kind of crazy when we don't even need them anymore. Those are so good, they're a stat upgrade. There's a stair. Awesome. I'm hitting the wrong button there, but there we are. GG. So yeah, that was a fun run. I'm gonna go back and play some more of those. I think we can. I want to get a sub 10-minute Shapeshifter, which I know is definitely possible. I think we could probably get under 8 minutes with the right run. That one was pretty rusty. Probably a lot of room to save there. So I'm looking forward to trying another one and getting a new personal best sometime in the near future. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all next time.